Hello, what's going on? It's Kierra here, and I am coming to give you some Earth Ascension updates for the week of May 6th till about the 12th, 13th. So first and foremost, tomorrow, Monday, so today is May 5th, Monday and Tuesday, there's really going to be a lot of heart opening, you guys, for basically since I don't know, September of last year, we have been, boom, getting our path handed to us, if you get what I mean. So we have just been processing emotional wounds and mental wounds and collective and personal hardships that we have been on in our soul journey. But if you've noticed, since this month of May, the last couple of days, there's been a tremendous lightening. We are in a lightening period. And May is all about a lightening period for us. So that way, the next couple months, when we get to process even more, that's pretty much the name of the game on our ascension path. We get these times where we get to rest with the cycle that we are in as a beginning, a middle, and an end. A beginning, a middle, and an end. And what is beautiful about this week is there is a lot of heart energy that we have been working on over the last 6 months, and we're able to feel and sense it now. So we're really opening up into receiving. Wednesday, Thursday, there's going to be a little bit more like a slow energy that I can perceive right now. And that slow energy is really kind of our thoughts to kind of really clear naturally. You don't have to do anything. So those of you who are meditators, you might find your meditation practice a little bit more easier to get into, or you might even go a little bit deeper. Friday is really when I see the energy start to peak. And what that means is that is a great time. So any inspirations that come at the beginning of the week, Friday and onward, until about the 13th, 14th is a great time to act. So we're going to see relationships solidify. So this is more like career or partnerships or business. That's what I'm kind of seeing here. Now I want to also begin talking about something on this channel that I've only kind of really started to touch base on. And that is our interstellar connection and our communication with our star brothers and sisters. Now, I'm not, this channel is not a channel for conspiracy theories, so I just want to clear the air. I'll let you know about that. That's not really the conversation on this channel. The conversation on this channel is about consciousness and expansion and ascension and the shifts that we go through. Now, I'm seeing how many of our those of us who have a very strong connection, meaning those of us who identify as starseeds or light workers or old souls, whatever, what have you, we have a very strong connection because our souls know and have the awareness that we naturally we're family, and we have family members in the universe. Okay, it's not a far-fetched idea that there is life that stems outside of this planet, intelligent life, and many of us have some sort of dream state connection, telepathic connection. Many of you receive divine downloads. Even the angels, they are a celestial connection, okay? Celestial. They're beings. They're intelligent life. Now we're going to start having more of that connection, and we're going to start seeing another wave of people begin to come through and say, hey, I have this connection, or I have this, this has been going on in my life, we're going to see these souls begin to really gravitate towards one another. So a couple videos back, I talked about how we were processing soul families. So this is soul groups and kind of like the more of that goop that's been between us as far as the soul families. Now we're seeing some of how we have processed at the collective level, and in waking life, so our day-to-day life, we're going to see how we're going to be coming together, and that's what's beautiful. So fifth dimension, 5D, Earth unity consciousness in all that is all about us realizing that we are one, right? And this is just cliff notes here in the world of Kierraology. Thanks for hanging out. We are in the energy of May is allowing us, especially from like the 20th onward, energetically, is where we are really solidifying the relationships. So there's been a lot of, like I said, telepathic or dream state energy between us, and we are all gravitating towards one another to essentially get our work done, okay? So we're supporting one another, relationships are coming through, and we're also enhancing and making it safe for these relationships, these connections that we have intergalactically to come through. Now I want to remind you, if what you hear what I'm saying is you know, very out there, or you just can't handle it, there are many tribes around our planet. There is an ongoing history of human beings who have had these types of connections, and you know, just do the research for yourself. It's documented, it's there, but more importantly, outside of research, just check inward. Your body, your consciousness, your awareness, you know the truth, okay? Just allow any sort of belief systems to get out of the way, soul search for yourself. So the energy from the 9th into about the 13th and 14th, there's a huge increase of energy that is happening around our sacral energy. Now, our sacral energy is, you know, has to do with relationships, also very connected to our creativity, our life force energy, and begins to intersect with our womb and the energy of our womb. Now, there's a cleansing and clearing out that I noticed that started to happen about 2.5 years ago, like a collective purging. Now, with the purge, there's also a lightening cycle. Now, we may begin to have more of an increased stimulation in this area. So just roll with it, channel it through your body, channel it out on paper, channel it, this energy, connecting and increasing the connection through your chakra system, through your auric field, through using this and infusing your feelings, your emotions with feeling good. So this kind of ties into manifestation, or whatever we want to call it, or law of attraction, whatever, what have you. But we're really speeding up in this area around our sacral energy. There's like a crack that's about to happen in our human collective energy fields here, where so some of our shadows come out. We've been doing a lot of this work, but also the celebration, right? The celebration of our essence, the celebration of our beings, the celebration of our bodies, and how we get to essentially play And we get to remember the sanctity of our beings and how this energy that's coming through in our sacral chakra area, okay, so our hips, is what is allowing us to ground deeper into the earth as the earth is changing densities. So many of us who are spiritual, or I don't even know what to call us, we just kind of are intuitive, empathic, light worker people, who kind of just, we're the colorful sheep in the family, okay? And when I say family, it could be your birth family, or it could be the family of the human race. We are the colorful sheep. So there is there's a call, okay, I've talked about this several times, for us to rise up again. And that is coming through us and being processed from our solar plexus downward. We've done a lot of energy work, heart tuning, throat tuning, and up in the upper level celestial points of where our human consciousness merges and combines upward. But right now we are really mastering the foundations and bringing our soul knowledge and wisdom through the earth plane, okay? Now, to drop that down a little bit more is action. How are we showing up? What are we creating? How are we relating to one another? How are we taking our inspiration and extending that into the earth? Now, we know that the plant and animal kingdom are conscious beings, but it's time to take that upper level kind of airy energy and really bring it down into the earth, so that way you're focused, you're out there doing your light work, you're showing up in the way that you want. What I mean by that is how your soul wants to express itself, and the way that's showing up for us to collectively do that is through the sacral chakra right now. And I'm seeing that that's going to last for about 6 months. Now, getting up into the cosmic energy. So I'm not going to draw a diagram on how I have been on my whiteboard, but I'm seeing that there's a lot of cosmic opening from around Mercury, around the Earth, and then I'm seeing a lot of stimulation around the asteroid belt. And I'm seeing that what this is doing is almost like an excavation. So as energy is coming through, like a very high, enlightening, helpful, restorative consciousness, there's also the equal opposite. So these three spaces on our solar system is kind of acting also as a vacuum of densities, a vacuum of this dense consciousness. It needs to be transferred out, right? So I'm seeing that the dark matter is acting as a vehicle. Now, I want to explain something to you that I've been working with as I have been working more with now this is just my personal path, and I'll share this with you. Working more with my womb consciousness. When we have the availability to tap into the dark matter of molecular compounds and through the multiverse, and you can access this through meditation. So if you get curious, just meditate on dark matter. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to tell you what my experience has been. My experience has been that it's a very, also a healing area. The dark matter, the darkness it's almost has like a rainbow shimmer to it. It's very interesting. Like if you could see rainbows in the dark matter. And what I'm seeing here is that this dark matter is kind of coming through and wrapping itself around some of the heaviness, not only around the earth and the emotional fields and the memory fields of the earth, but also other parts of our star system. So I've talked kind of a little bit about the stars and starlight, but this is really the energy around that. I mean, do we really talk or have conversations about, you know, the dark matter? Now what I'm seeing is that there is also an intelligence through the dark matter that comes through, and it's actually just pulling it out, it's pulling it outward around these spaces. And then I'm seeing more of a, so on the upper tones, and I don't have a way to describe this, so we would, from our night sky, we would kind of perceive it in our human mind that there's just more stars, okay? Now how I see it is, so here's our star system, but then there's also a parallel overtone to the life below us. So there's stars and there's some sort of parallel overtone up here. So what I'm seeing is there's parallel overtone with the energy that has been opening between our sun, around Mercury, and the stimulation that's going around in the asteroid belt. This energy from our parallel overtone is kind of leaking through our star system, which is beneficial for us because this parallel overtone, I'm seeing it in kind of like a sometimes I can't translate colors that we cannot perceive here, but I would just, the closest colors that I would say that it is here would be like a peach, like peach, yellowish, white type colors that are in this overtone. And now this consciousness is making its way through, and I'm seeing that it's almost like a buffer. So whatever it is, it's acting as like a buffer. Now we do have help. There's a lot of intelligence out there that is helping us through our transition, making this very, very safe. And what I mean by that is when we make these jumps in consciousness, our systems can get shocked. So those of you who experience ascension symptoms such as lethargy, headaches, being very thirsty, we're processing very, very fast as a collective makes these huge advances. And the last thing I'm going to talk about before I leave is your spiritual gifts are definitely going to be heightened, okay? So your clair gifts, again, we're going to see another wave of intuitives and empaths and healers, spiritual people. Again, I already said they're going to come forward in another way. Now we're also going to have a quantum leap over the next 6 months that's going to manifest where we really are activating our energy fields. Now, when we activate our energy fields and then we become aware of it and then we act on it, that creates the so the geometry and the awareness in our energy fields for us to move forward with learning how to use our gifts. So that could show up in your psychic energy, your intuitive energy. Those of you who practicing your breath work, you might be able to perceive energy fields. We don't know how this is going to show up, but that's what I'm seeing. That's really very interesting on how we keep on expanding and ascending. I hope this helps you in any way, shape, or form. My name is Kierra. Definitely please subscribe. Share this video if you would like. You can join me. I have a Facebook group. It's called Ascension for the Modern Mystic, and it would be an honor to connect with you in that group. So go ahead on Facebook and find me, and I will also post a link below. Ascension for the Modern Mystic. Thanks again. Enjoy your beautiful day wherever you are on the planet. Bye.